Hello, hello,
Okay.
hello. Today is January 27th, 2025. It's time to hear once again from Norm Winski. Norm, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Thanks for having me on your show. I was last on your show on January 13th, gave some forecast based on the planets and the moon. You please follow along with the notes. Hopefully, they're on the video there. And I was on the 13th, the night of the 13th, that's AC after the close. We had a full moon in Cancer. Anytime we have a full moon, new moon, we look at financials, grain spread, and silver. And because it was the full moon was in Cancer, we're emphasizing silver. And because the moon and Cancer are the ruling factors for the silver. Then we had the afternoon of the 16th. We had a Venus cycle, and Venus has to do with cattle, copper, cotton, sugar, wheat. And the 17th, that's after the close of the 17th, that was a weekend. That was a 3-day weekend. As a matter of fact, Monday we were closed on the 20th. So we'd be looking to do something on the open of the 21st. Mercury over that weekend was aphelion. That means it was farthest from the sun in its 88-day cycle. Anytime we do have corn, soybeans, wheat, and because it has to do with the sun, we also are going to look at gold. Then the night of the 23rd, we had Pluto apogee, farthest from the Earth, and then we look at cocoa, copper, hogs, sea bonds. Let me remind you that all these cycles apply to this possibly to the stock market. So I don't bother writing the word stocks on every line because it's assumed. Then the night of the 23rd, also we had helium. That's from the point of view of the sun, changing signs going in the sign Leo for corn and gold. Let's look at our first chart, corn. Corn was not very friendly. You see here, you did not have a chance to make any money on the moon. It just went sideways. So I'm going to mark that a miss. That's a red arrow. Here's another one early there, so that's also a miss. Did a little better. Oh, a page jumped on me. Sorry about that. Where to go? Where to go? There we go. And then the soybeans, a little better. Top there, and the beans that dropped. Every penny in beans is worth $50, and that dropped about 35 cents. So $100. And then we had a miss over here, as you can see, because the real high was over here 2 days. And we only allow 1 day to be right, and I got plus or minus a day, and that was 2 days, and that's a miss. However, the wheat was very friendly. There we go. We got a beautiful top there, a nice bottom there, and there we go. That was good for about, if you bought at the low there, 38 up to cents. That's almost $1,000. Here's the cattle, a nice pullback low there on our Venus cycle for cattle, and then it rallied. Cattle in the day, I don't have that because all these charts are as of Friday's close. But that's a new all-time high on cattle. It went even higher today. If you love steak or you love hamburgers, buy some because the prices are going to go a lot higher now. And here's cotton. Nice, beautiful pullback low there on the cotton, and then every penny $100, and so every full penny, and you went from 66.80 to about 68.80, roughly 2 full handles. That's a thought. Here's sugar, dropped about. I made a nice top there, and dropped about a handle. Let's see, almost 2 handles, a little under one, about a handle and a half. That dollars per full penny, and so that's about $1,500 there. Here's cocoa. You made a little short-term low there on the over the night of the cycle, and then up you had a chance to make some small money there. And hogs, you had a little top there, and it drops for a small profit there. And here's, I had a 1 day drop there. It doesn't look like much, but because the scaling got squished to some of these big moves, that's a handle and a half there for about $1,500 if you buy that day's close. Here's copper. Copper is a bit of a beast. It's every penny is worth $250, and you dropped from out down to about a little less than 20 cents. Well, let's call it 20 cents. Call it about 15 cents. 20 would be 20, about $3,700, and then you had a little short-term top there and a drop for about 32, about 4 cents. That's $1,000 there. And then we got the silver. I should have given myself a bonus point here, but I forgot to do that. And so anyway, there you go. Low there, and a big rally off the moon. And here's your gold. There's the lunar low there on the gold, and a nice short-term top there. I think out to see from that 69 up to 78, 76, 68. That's oh yeah. Oh, that's a lot. That's huge. That's like 100 handles there, I think. Anyways, and then you pull back there, I think. And so there was some nice money there. S&P only did 50-50 on the S&P, had 4 windows. That was a miss there, as you can see if you sold there. It went against you. Pull back low there, very nice pull back low, big rally, and then we had a miss there, and then we had a nice short-term top there, which is actually into a huge top, because as we speak, just after 4 o'clock on Monday, January 27th, on the opening today, the S&P was down 100. So there you go. Here's the T-bonds here. You had a low of the month there, right on the moon, and a nice pullback low there on our Pluto cycle, and a nice rally. And so here's the dollar just past that high there on the moon, and then that was the high of the month there, just the day before. And so if you add up the green arrows and the red arrow, 18 winners, 5 misses out of 24 for 79.17%. Okay, I'm going to do, I apologize if this is a repeat for you, but every year I do these fractal forecasts. It's based on the January price action, actually based on theoretical physics theories that look at a small piece of something, it reflects the bigger piece. There's something in the stock market lore called the January barometer, which says as January goes, so I learned how to do that, and I apply it to 28 different markets. Here's 2 examples from 2024 where I did these forecasts in February. I'll be doing the 2020 up here in a couple of weeks based on the January price action. As you can see here, it correlated pretty nicely on the oil. The blue bars were the forecasts I published a year ago, and then the black bars are the actual results for the year. And then here's the NASDAQ. That worked out pretty well too. The blue bars were the forecast, and the actual prices overlaid after the fact. So that's fantastic. I got a great deal for you. If you contact me, I'll send you the publication for free. Twice the size of what you're looking at now. I shrunk them to get 2 on this page, and I'll give you a free class if you like, free 10-minute class, and we'll go through all the charts and tell you what it is and how I do it and show you how to read them. All right, now moving ahead, looking ahead here now. Tomorrow night, the 28th, the night of the 28th, into the and we have an 18.6-year cycle, a fraction of 18.6-year cycle harmonic, and that the moon's north node is changing signs, and it does this every 8 months as 1/12 of the 18.6-year cycle. 18.6-year cycle, very important cycle in economic cycles, financial cycles. The shift in the markets at about that time, and guess what? We had a big day today, down 140 on the opening, Could be that this is triggering a day or two early. The precision on this is often not exactly to the day because it's not a planet, not a body. It's a mathematical point in space. If you'd like to learn more about that, give you a free class on the moon's north node. Anyways, changing signs now. We're going to be watching coffee, corn, gold, silver, sugar, and wheat. By the way, coffee just went to a new and it's been near flirting with recent all-time highs. I think it went up again today, made a new all-time high. So we're looking at those markets. Then also into Wednesday morning, we have the new moon in Aquarius. We have a new moon, financials, grains, precious metals, soybean, oil, and copper. And then we have Uranus in the sign of Taurus turning direct. That's the opposite of retrograde. You might have heard of retrograde. And that's cattle, copper, cotton. And the 31st, that'll be the weekend. Mercury apogee, Mercury cycle for corn, soybeans, wheat. And then Monday night, the 3rd, I'm giving you a peek at Jupiter turning direct for stock market. And also have a point to the U.S. chart for stocks, T-bonds, U.S. dollar. If you're not familiar with me, about 50 years now, actually more than 50 years, but as professional, I started on the CBOE, Chicago Board Options Exchange, in May of 1975. I was doing this in college and making a substantial amount of money that led me to buying a membership on the Chicago Board Options Exchange. Over the many years, I've different methodologies, and I can help you with most of these things. Gann, Elliott wave, astrophysics, astrology, music cycles, and all how they apply to the markets. So here's how I'm offering you free help. If you're not hitting 75% or better on your signals, you might want to give me a call and see if I can better. And if you're doing that well, you can just imagine how powerful it would be to add what I'm doing to your doing. You might be batting 90%. So here's my phone number. Call me at beautiful Naples, Florida, USA, 239-594-3939. That's 239-594. Or you can call me on Skype at Winski. That's also my email address at yahoo.com. That's NWINSKI at yahoo.com. Please call as soon as possible. End of the week, I'll be cranking out the February letter and I'll be busy. So the best time to call me is in the next day or two so that I can help you. Everybody have a great week. I'm looking forward to helping you. Thanks a lot, Jeff.
Norm, great as always. We'll see you back in a couple of weeks. We'll look forward to seeing what your forecast has to say. Bye-bye.